in Plateau State, keeping that not everyone can access technology.
I wish I could intimidate you. In those old days, the professor would say, "You think or you know," and then the student would say, "I know, sir." Thank you so very much. One of the things about inclusiveness is advancing rights and opportunities which are key to ensuring that voices, especially all voices, are represented in policy making. On the plateau, over the years, there's always been the hue and cry of being left. How do you intend to carry along?
I think basically the agenda of my party is restoration, and is anchored on economic liberation, and therefore inclusiveness will be a basic rock for sustaining this mission. And as we all know, over years, Plateau State has been marginalized in so many aspects of governance. And I want to look at particularly Plateau, where they are indirectly involved in governance. And if elected into the office, I'm assuring you that we will involve the gender, the less privileged, and the youths on the plateau. And inclusiveness, I think, just like I said, I think is because I am not yet the governor. But if I am elected, I am assuring you that we will involve, irrespective of the religion, irrespective of your age, irrespective of your nationality. So I think those are the basic things that we are going to look at.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much. In the cadence of the plan for today, you will get to speak to one particular area that you do care about and are passionate about. But from your statement so far, we have some follow-up questions that we would like you to respond to in 1 minute. Now,
and in no particular order, myself and Lady York will be asking you. And I did like to say, Mr. Kelly, you said you disputed, and it's not every day you get to dispute a woman. The technology is everywhere. And in this era where some of the mountains you would probably have to climb before you see network, what would you do in terms of...
Thank you. Again, this is about leveraging on the technologies that we have available. I give you an example. When I toured, I had a facility tour of Operation Rainbow headquarters, but it was never deployed. These are the kind of things we need to revisit and make sure we deepen technological presence, and we ensure that as much as possible, where it needs to be augmented, we are in partnership with the technology providers to be able to deploy those kind of extensions for people in disadvantaged areas. But for people where it is already available, we need to deepen their appetite for its use so that we can be able to leverage on, leapfrog where we are to global best practices.
Thank you so very much.
Dr. Patrick Akum, you mentioned when speaking about open contracting that you would deploy technology, which is great. The question is, with contracting processes, for lack of a better term, the contract, but as you're deploying technology to cut that out, what is the commitment to cutting that process out, the human process that truly breeds the corruption in contracting processes, where we end up losing so much money in the country, in the state, in a system or a process that can be addressed. So how would you do it?
Yeah, thank you so very much. Number two also is that the process is open for anybody that will compete for it. And the team that is going to be reviewing the contracts are teams that are, will I say, independent. And we will also be having everyone that is in this contracting process sign a conflict of interest form that is legally binding. And that will enable people to be committed. But finally on that is that punish those who do wrong. Whether they know you or they don't know you, let them know that there is a consequence for trying to subvert the system. And if one person gets punished, and number two, if it's discovered in a contracting process, I believe that it will send the right message. And with technology, everything is open, and people can critique it, and people can now fully say that this thing is happening. For me, it is not a strange thing, because when I was appointed to the ecology thing, but we were able to give almost a weekly report on what is going on.
Thank you so very much. The beauty of technology is that it's not a human being. And so technology can't say you lied against me. Technology. Dr. Danta, you picked accountability. Technology that steals the money. And there's always the fear of the digitization.
All the devices, that entry, and several stages that will be involved, but also bring transparency. And transparency has to do, actually, in IT, transparency has to do with the process you actually laid out in, from the process line down to the end line, where people will be, the process of collecting money, automate the governance system. Full automation will bring about complete transition from manual to full automation, and data also being open. And once you make the data open, it simply means that people can have access to those data in public domain, and make it difficult for people actually to steal in government. And that's not just for government. Civil society can have access to the